exciting news. I came home yesterday to find a massive cardboard box in front of my front door, and that is my new Victorian Growhouse. Now, if you don't know what a Victorian Growhouse is, I'm going to show you in this video and talk to you about the pros and the cons. And yeah, if you're under 30, yes, this is what excitement looks like as you get older. So let me show you. This is what a Victorian Growhouse looks like. I think it's kind of funny that it's called Victorian, because when I look at the roof, it reminds me a bit of the TARDIS in Doctor Who. But maybe that wouldn't have sold quite so well. Or maybe it's just me. I don't know. It's made of metal and glass, and the best way to describe it is basically it's a mini greenhouse for smaller gardens. You know, you can grow your seedlings in there, cuttings, anything that likes it that little bit warmer. I've currently got my tomato plants in there, and I'm really hoping that this is going to provide a slightly warmer environment that will give them that boost and that head start. If I start at the top of the grow house, you can see there's a lid here. Now I've moved it to the side so you can see it's possible to provide partial ventilation. But on a really hot day, you could take that off entirely, which I think is a really good feature. Then if you come down, you've got the tray which the plants are sitting on. Got my there's my tomatoes, see? And then they're sat on the base, and then finally you've got the feet there. So I really like the fact that it's on feet and not on the ground, mainly because I think it will help prevent against a lot of the pests that you get, you know, so slugs and things like that. And should there be any issues with slugs, there's always the option to put those feet in little pots of water and prevent them that way. So I think it's a really attractive object. It was very easy to assemble and put together. Literally the pieces just slot into place. My only kind of con, if you like, but it's kind of a pro and a con, is that it is very heavy. Now, that's fantastic news because it means it's not going to blow away in the wind. But yeah, getting this from the front of my house to the back as a single woman living alone was quite a challenge, let me tell you. So yeah, just bear that in mind if you're in a similar position to me. The only real disadvantage of this Victorian grow house is the cost. So as you can probably imagine from the name and the fact it's made of glass and metal, it's not the cheapest option on the market. This actually cost me about £200, so it was quite a splurge. I've had some quite bad experiences with the cheaper alternatives, which I'll talk about in a second, which is why I've been encouraged to spend this bit of extra money in the hope that it will last a bit better than those alternatives. This here is the khaki, rectangular khaki model. You can also get them in a white and in a square shape. So there are a few different options available, and you can see them on several of the online retailers. So people like Crocus, Waitrose Garden, the RHS had it too. So you might be able to get a slightly better deal than I did. But yeah, by all means, not the cheapest of options. So let's talk about some of those interesting experiences that I've had, which have basically convinced me to empty my bank account on this grow house. Now, first thing I started off with was one of those, and they're really popular, the greenhouses that you see that are made of metal tubes, and then you have like a green plastic sheet you put over the top. And they do work really well. I'm not going to knock them. The issue I had was that I lived on top of a hill. I don't know if it was a particularly windy summer, I don't know, but my main memory is just of having to keep frantically dashing out into the garden, taking my plants out because the thing was about to topple over. And a couple of times I was too late and I lost plants, and it just felt like a massive chore and not really what I want gardening to be about. So then the following year I thought, I know, I'll buy a cold frame. It's low to the ground. It won't get blown over by the wind. It will be fine. And no, it didn't get blown over by the wind. But unfortunately, again, being a cheaper option, it wasn't glass, the top, it was this plastic sheet. And my cat doesn't understand the concept of plastic sheets. So I built the cold frame, I went out, I came home, and the roof had fallen in. I sort of tried to fix it. I managed to get it back in, but obviously it wasn't as good as it had been. And then I looked at it a bit later, and it had fallen through again. And it took a while to twig, but basically my cat was jumping on top, expecting it to be this lovely warm glass surface. And of course the top of the cold frame couldn't take the weight. And Yeah, it completely broke. In summary, it completely broke. It was useless. Now, if you haven't got a cat or cats in your area, it might be a really great option for you, but I'm not going there again. So this is why I've invested in this Victorian grow house. As this grow house only arrived yesterday, it's really far too soon for me to say if it was a good investment or not, or if it's just my third failure in a row. I mean, I'm hoping it's going to be third time lucky. Um, but yeah, let's see. I mean, one of the things I'm really keen on doing in this channel is to share with you my failures as well as my successes. So if I find that there are issues with this, I'll let you know, so you can save spending that kind of money on buying this product. But my first impressions are really good, and I'm very excited that I've got my tomatoes in there, because hopefully they'll grow that bit quicker, and then I can get them out into the front garden and complete that front garden transformation that I've been showing you on this channel. I'd love to hear if you've got any experience of using these grow houses, or if not, if you've had what your experiences are like with some of the alternatives. Was I just really unlucky, or have you had those experiences too? So yeah, keep watching and let's see how it does over the course of the summer.